So I'm going to start by using the 7-step value scale that I created here as a reference point for putting the values from dark to light in the hallway. So this hallway, we can see in the center section with the wall goes from dark to light, and the ceiling goes from dark to light, and the floor goes from dark to light. So I'm going to try to recreate that. So it's light out here and dark out here. It's not going to be anywhere within the 6 range, but I'm going to try to keep as much of the graphite on the paper to do a 1 value across the whole surface. I'm going to take a post-it note and line it up at the ceiling where the wall meets the ceiling. And now I'm going to shade with a 1 value in that entire wall surface using the side of my pencil, so I have as much of the graphite down on the paper as I can, holding it all the way back by the eraser. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add another post-it note just to keep that edge nice and neat and get my 1 value all the way down through. Now I'm going to start building the next set of values with the next layered graphite coming from a different direction, still holding my pencil at the back, and just tiny bit more pressure, transitioning the inside of that wall from a 4 into a 3, and then have it transition out to a light 2 to a 1. Now that I have the gradient on the interior wall, I've got to put the gradients in on the floor and the ceiling. So what I'm looking at is, you see the differentiation in the darker value on the floor and the darker value on the ceiling. So I'm going to do the same thing just with control, build the 1 value first, but I'm going to start a little bit darker here in the interior edge of the ceiling and then work my way up to a lighter value. Now I'm going to repeat the process of having that darker tone on the bottom of the floor as it goes back, and then transitioning diagonally as it works its way towards the outer edge of the floor. Before I move on to the center square, I'm going to just look at the edges of separation to make sure that I don't need a little bit more along the edge of the surface plane here. So I'm just going to darken up that interior of the ceiling a little bit, just to create a little bit more contrast between the ceiling and the wall. And I'm probably going to do the same thing down the bottom, just to help differentiate that edge of separation where the floor meets the wall. As I start the center square, I'm going to do the same thing on each of the triangles in there. I'm going to have a dark center area, and it's going to go dark, and then all directions it's going to get lighter. Light all around the outside. So I'm going to still put my 1 value in, but in every direction from the center of that triangle, it's going to go from dark to light. And you'll notice on the side walls, it's a little bit lighter than the 7 value. That's the 7 value, 6 value there as it transitions out to a lighter tone. And then on the walls, you can see that that's kind of somewhere in the 3 range, 3 to 1 range as it works its way out from the center.